Joey had fucking 100 things he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. He's not talking about them.
Oh, I was just waiting for you guys to done. Yeah, the Netflix sound.
We finished.
Damn, we were right on the fucking wave. You gotta stop hanging out, man. I'm gonna do some vocal exercises.
Yeah.
Ready? The tip of the tongue of the tip of the tongue of the what is it? The tip of the tongue of the lips.
Roger Rabbit ran a race.
The tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth. The tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth.
The tip of the tongue, the lip, the teeth. All
right,
got a rapper over here. We got Lil Jerry over here. Lil Jerry hip hop star.
Jerry, bro.
Irish sensation.
Jerry's comedic timing is impeccable.
Welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 241.
Mm-hmm.
Word. What a number. Am I right?
That's a crazy number.
It's a number, all right.
Bro, when was the last time you heard 241?
Never.
Go ahead, let's all go around and talk about the last time we heard 241, man.
I've never heard
241.
Damn. Yeah. All right.
When we get to another 241, I'll come back to you.
There we go. Nice. Fucking welcome to the Joystick Show. It's the show where four guys sit around a round table and discuss
round things.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. If you want to know what we're talking about on this episode, I do this little cool graphic and it's gonna come in right now. Oh, there it is. Cool. Bam, there's some bullet points, there's some talking points. You could like this episode of the Joystick Show. You could subscribe. Right now, half of Jerry is like not even on screen right now. Jerry, there he is, crazy.
Hey, Jerry.
And back to full screen. There we go. Little interactive editing sequence. I have to make it fun for myself. The show gets monotonous after a bit.
You're watching, just falling asleep, like cut.
Yeah.
Cut.
So, all right, Queen D, what you been
I
up
got
to,
something to talk about.
Let's go.
I went to the Beyoncé Cowboy Carter tour.
Oh shit!
I
yeah,
see that. Is that like actual?
Yeah, so these were like
cool.
the
vinyl.
That's the light up wristband, and then they make you take the light up part off, which it could have snuck out, but it wouldn't work in the.
They make you take the.
Yeah, they're like big garbage. There's people with like loudspeakers.
We don't
everywhere.
have enough of those. We gotta please bring them back. Like the 3D glasses at movies.
It's actually a recycling issue. Yeah, so my fiance bought tickets to this months ago. Completely forgot about it until last week, where she was like, "Oh, I have to sell 2 of my tickets for this concert." Why is my phone ringing right now? But we'll handle that in a minute, right?
Sorry. Are you gonna throw his fucking Cowboy Carter band?
I didn't mean to. My ring fingers would flicked it. I'm sorry.
Beyonce gave him that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beyonce.
So yeah, Beyonce was performing at MetLife Stadium the whole week. Pretty easy, but I would like to say that Beyonce, like one of the most remarkable shows I've ever seen. I mean, I always thought like I would always make fun of shows like that where it was like, oh, there's like 10 outfit changes, there's fucking pyrotechnics everywhere, there's all the backup dancers. Normally I'm like a hater and I'm like, yeah, this is too much, but like this was like actually really impressive throughout the entire time. Like when she would do an outfit change, she would like go into the background or whatever, and then they would play like a Western short film that they had filmed with like rap music in the background, which like really like, people were bumping to that just as much as the real song. 2 hours and 50 minutes was the runtime.
Wow.
Beyonce, she literally,
just her, right?
Yeah, she literally did her entire new album, beginning to end, and then midway through she did all of her classics, and then towards the end she did like her EDM, like house music type stuff. She had 3 different points, all the accessories involved, right? She flew one time just on the harness itself, nothing around, another time on a horseshoe, and another time in a convertible. She rode a tractor trailer, all metallic, a mechanical bull that was all chrome, everything was like all silver. And the most remarkable part was they had a live violinist that would just come randomly and just start doing like a violin solo, and then they would drop the violin and then put tap shoes on, and then they were a tap dancer. I don't know who this fucking person was, but I guess there's just like this fucking famous person.
I like to think Beyonce watched Django Unchained last year and was like, holy shit, this is
all
awesome.
Because she had like the first country album, but it wasn't really like a country album. Like it didn't really have the themes or anything. Like this entire thing was like spaghetti Western themed.
That's fire. I'm
like,
kind of jealous.
Like there was a whole element where it was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where like she was chasing like a miniature thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like a cartoon, and then she like stomps it with like a thigh-high boot, and then when she looks up, there's a guy who looks very similar to the Undertaker in a cowboy outfit, which then she has a duel with and wins, and then she comes out for the next song.
Did the Coen brothers?
Yeah, I don't know.
Her fucking concert.
It felt like it gave off like Hateful Eight. You know what I mean? Or even that, like, what was this? The Lone Ranger with like fucking Johnny Depp. It was like that kind of vibe.
Fucking
Do you
Army
think
Hammer.
actual country fans would vibe with it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole point is kind of like I kind of understood where she was getting at, because she would like show like back like old clips and stuff where it's like, if you would ask anyone, people would say that country is like a white genre.
Yeah.
And she's basically just saying like, well, nothing's a white genre. You know, like even hip hop is like, it's the history's black.
I thought you were gonna say, she says that now we taking that shit.
Yeah, I mean, kinda, because if you really think about it, it's like besides like opera and show tunes, like most music is from people of color or minorities.
Yep.
Very few of it comes from any white people. Almost all of it comes from black people. So,
what about Mongolian throat singing?
in America, that would be a minority. Yeah, so yeah, we'll go with that. I'll fucking love some Mongolian. There wasn't none of that. That was like maybe the one of the only. At one point when she played like her house EDM album, which like I thought nobody liked, but apparently everyone was going fucking crazy, and they did like a whole like RuPaul's Drag Race section where like the stage was like basically the stage was in the shape of a guitar. Okay. So it was like a star and then a neck and then a little star here, and then there was like a V that went off on the sides. And they did like a whole like runway where it looked like an airport runway, and then it turned into like the fashion runway.
Gotcha.
And like the interpretive dance where like it was like a runway and then they'd break a fucking move and then go to the next person. I don't know, it was fun. Yeah. But it's a fucking show. So
I mean, I would expect it from a performer like Beyonce.
I mean, it's like,
don't say.
I don't think anyone could like I feel like if I go to like any other pop artist, I feel like I would get scammed. Whereas like this, it was like $100 and something, and I was like, that was worth every fucking penny.
I will say, and this is at no shade to Beyonce, it's only strictly a comparison. I did message Dillian earlier, partially joking, partially being truthful. When Metallica played at MetLife, that was a whole different experience.
I am so jealous because the one time I did see Metallica, it was like a smaller venue, and I know like with the lights and everything, that shit must have been fucking crazy.
How long did it take you to leave the MetLife Stadium to get back to your car? And
it was actually really fast.
Yeah, it took us an hour and a half.
Well, which parking lot were you in?
The one in the American Dream.
Yeah, that's the issue, because they blocked that shit off. Yeah. They put cones and blocked all that shit off. No, we parked like the lot next to the stadium. Yeah. Because also we showed up like kind of late, so that was like the only lot that was open was the one that was like right next to it.
Oh wow! So you beat all the people that were first come.
Yeah,
and then last to leave.
There's basically like 10 parking lots, and then they start off with one, and then they just move over and over and over
Crazy.
and over. Yeah, because there's like 4 stadiums there, and there's a mall. Like there's like a lot of stuff there, but yeah, it didn't go on the Ferris wheel, but there'll be time for that.
Cool.
Yeah, fucking
dope.
Cool.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Fucking doesn't she live in New York? I was gonna say that'd be like a real convenient thing.
I don't know
her concert.
She had her kid with her. There was like a whole like song that she has about like whatever, and then she brings her kid out, and everyone's like,
well, bro. Speaking of
kids,
not kids, thank God, but I mean maybe to a degree, but we got a very prolific court case going on in our state right now with a defamed rapper. By the name of Peter Didulous.
Oh shit.
Otherwise known as P. Diddy.
Diddy do?
For sure. Yeah. What did he do? So there's a lot that can be talked about this, but I wanted to talk about one specific headline that almost made me fall out of my chair laughing. So real quick.
I know what you're talking about.
To preface this, my computer has this weird thing where my power button doesn't work. So I have this setting where every day at 11 a.m. my computer turns on for me. And to make sure that my computer stays on and doesn't like fall back asleep, I put on 24/7 news.
Yes.
And then eventually when I'm ready to go back and use my computer, I turn on and it's like a fun roulette wheel of like what's going on in the world. You know, like fucking 3 weeks ago, it was like, oh, Pope Francis died. Whoa. And like a week ago, we got an American Pope. This time I turn on the computer and it's Kid Cudi testifies at P. Diddy's trial, says that he quote unquote broke into his house and blew up his Porsche. And then described him as a Marvel supervillain. Who is this guy? Like, who is this guy?
You ever just break into your friend's house as a little prank? A little,
blow I got you. Their Porsche.
I got you.
Even just hearing like some of the of the shit that he does, like even like blackmail shit, like he is like honestly like a grandmaster level.
Yeah.
Like manipulator. Like he's blown up people's cars. He sent packages to people's house with poison in it and shit.
He has like fucking 100 plus cameras in the house to record everything.
That's freaking
insane, dude.
And he hurt the dog.
Oh shit!
Did he hurt a dog?
He hurt Kid Cudi's dog.
Oh, it's over now. Dude.
That's it. John Wick his ass.
You don't hurt a dog. That's like the golden rule.
Yeah. You can hurt the dog, but don't hurt the dog.
The dog.
You know what I mean?
Hurt the dog. W.
Yeah.
He hurt more than a dog. You know.
But fucking just some crazy stuff going on. At this point, I don't even think there's any saving the guy. I think it's and I could go on a whole tangent. I mean, Joystick doesn't typically get political or too current eventy about my take on this whole all being a little front to get rid of some other more important shit that we should be looking into, aka a certain list of certain people that were on a plane going to an island. But rest my case there. But at least this is entertaining, so I'll take that. That's my 2 cents. And what I'm trying to say is I'll be following this case pretty heavily.
Oh, so you're telling me
that this is going to be a documented case?
Oh, I thought Bobby was going to promote our new hourly podcast where we talk about celebrities and no, just each episode is a specific member who's gone to the island.
Oh
yeah!
Ooh. Don't get me started. Yeah. Maybe when the Patreon comes
I claim the Alan Dershowitz episode. Oh, I'm gonna have a fucking field day.
Welcome back to another one off the list with Bobby and Dylan. This week we're gonna be talking about Jerry DeJesus. That's right. His name was on the list in 1997, the year of his birth.
Guys, it was Jerry Garcia.
Fuck!
We're good.
Jerry Garcia, damn it! I loved him. Oh, Ben and Jerry says to take the ice cream flavor away. Like, fuck. They changed it to Cherry DeJesus. Got the mix up. There we go. Yeah.
Yo, there's something there. There's something there, bro. I don't know what it could be, but Cherry DeJesus, there's something there. I don't know. Yeah.
When we make Bob and Jerry's ice cream.
Yeah.
So fucking there we go.
We should do that. Everyone gets a nickname that they fucking hate.
Oh man. I gave you discount Dill last week. But
yeah, this week was Dastardly Dill.
That was true. Before I said Dastardly Dill.
Because we were thinking of like
Western
names.
Oh, what am I talking? Dilly the Kid, dude. There you go.
Dirty Dilly.
All right. No. That sounds bad. That's real. That's real. You got to find another way to pay your rent this month. You know, if you catch my drift.
Dirty Dilly.
Yeah. Joey had fucking 100 things he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. He's not talking about them.
Oh, I was just waiting for you guys to done.
Done?
Yeah, the Netflix sound.
We finished.
Damn, we were right on the fucking wave. You gotta stop hanging out.
No, but what happened in New York just last week? You know, I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and we went downstairs because we were gonna watch a movie. Or she was going to play a game. She was going to show me Alice Madness Returns on the PlayStation. So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll start it up. I turned on the TV.
Actually, I know where you're going with this, but the way that I found out about this was like 5 times funnier.
Yeah.
So can I just please,
tell your story.
My mom was downstairs on the couch watching TV, and she was on the phone with one of my aunts. And midway through the conversation, my aunt saw the news. So she was like, oh my God, a ship just ran into the Brooklyn Bridge. So my mom goes, oh my God, Bob, a ship just crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. And immediately I'm like, what the fuck? So I go on Google and I look it up, and I couldn't find a thing because it was literally like minutes after it had happened. The second I was going upstairs, the last thing I heard my mom tell my dad, she just goes, Bobby, it was a Mexican pirate ship. And I was just like, there's no fucking way. I was like, what a...
And also, like, when I saw what this fucking thing looked like, too, my mind was blown. I was like, that thing, what the fuck is that? I was like,
that's a Navy ship?
I was like...
It's a pirate ship, bro. What the fuck is that? We fucking broke
the Matrix. I'm gonna see fucking just a Sphinx walking.
But I did not believe this. I went upstairs and I was like, oh, they got my mom, you know? Like another one of those classic AI shit. And then lo and behold, like... 5 minutes later, one of you guys puts it in the chat, and I run downstairs, and I'm like, holy shit, it really
the Mexican pirate ship.
I was the one that put it on the chat, bro. I saw the aftermath with the news. I turned on the news, and they were like, yes, it happened early today. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this? And Nicole's kind of like, that's crazy. And she was kind of like, all right, can we play the game? And I was like, no, like, and I was like trying to tell her the severity. I'm like, this is like what's going on? And she was like, yeah. Can we play the game now? Can we play
To be honest, Joey, I would think that you would be the guy that would do that. You would be like, yo,
can we play the game now?
All right, time for Minecraft.
I was just like, that's wild. I was just, because we weren't around for like September 11 for like shit to actually be crashed and...
Oh, let's ease it up here.
Hey, we all got thrown out of school, buddy. Like, let's not be like...
All I'm saying is I think there's a good portion of the population who's already forgotten about this. You know what I mean?
Like, that's literally like my first top 5 memories.
Yeah, no.
I don't remember anything.
We weren't alive to see something break into an infrastructure in New York City like that.
Still,
we were there. We were alive.
I didn't see. I saw it
on the news an hour later. What do you mean?
I don't even remember.
I remember seeing that shit, bro.
Point is, what I'm trying to get at is like, I get where you're coming from, but like, and look, this is in no disrespect to what happened. You know, R.I.P. to the 2 people that lost their lives and stuff. Like, the severity was a lot less than people made it seem at the start. I think the video is definitely what made, like, because people were on the mast and stuff like that, so it made things seem a lot more like scary than it was, and it definitely was scary, but at the same time it was also kind of like not that big a deal. You know what I mean?
I just found it like kind of wild that the newscaster was like, yeah, the bridge is still working, we could use it, like, come tomorrow. Like, they really didn't fuck up anything.
Yeah, they just kind of got the mast stuck up there, and then
the amount of times like every bridge is usually okay. Like, very rarely does, like, it has to be like a barge, like a giant fucking ship to do any damage.
And again, I don't know anything about the Mexican Navy or anything, but I would assume that most of those injuries wouldn't have happened if all of those people were up there in the first place. So that's just another thing where it's like...
not a good look for them.
Yeah. Which brings me up to this next great point, which is when they started to point fingers at the United States for this incident. And it's like, homie, you ran into a bridge. That shit doesn't... It's not a drawbridge. It's not a fucking... It was just in place. And you're the Navy. You're not even like a... You're not like a fisherman.
You're not like a guy. You're the boat. You're the water people.
Yeah.
That's like the Coast Guard drowning, bro. Like, literally.
The pointing fingers thing had me fucking cracking up. It was like, I don't know. It's like if North Korea's Air Force was just flying over, I don't know, fucking Kenya, and then the pilot just decided to nosedive into the ground, and they're like, well, fucking Kenya shouldn't have been that enticing, you know? Yeah. It's just so stupid.
They should have been in contact with us for air traffic control. Like, yeah,
but yeah, that was an interesting predicament.
No, that was talk about for the past 2 days of people just making fun of it. I saw like making memes about it already because, you know, the internet has no chill.
Did you see the video of that girl who was like trying to get a video of the boat going by, and she has like no survival instincts whatsoever?
Oh, that upset me.
She's
I was
just like she's like smiling, and people are like falling off the fucking side of the boat and shit. She's like trying to get a perfect video. There's people running away in the background. It's like, oh my god,
man,
generation is cooked.
Yeah.
I'm just say some people. Though those are the people that are gonna be cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Darwin wasn't wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna cook over some barrels, and they're not gonna know how.
Yeah. But shout out to the Mexican Navy. They'll get it right.
They'll have redemption. They'll save someone.
For sure. It's probably not gonna do any help that these cartels are like forming an alliance out there.
Yeah,
they got their navy running into bridges in the United States, but fucking, you know, orale, whatever they say.
This is like and you know what's the craziest part about that is that's like some shit you could just like make up and be like, oh yeah, and you could just like make an AI video and fucking, it's a pirate ship crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge. Like, that's some shit you would believe. Like he was saying, you have to fucking confirm it.
Yeah, it definitely is like a movie plot line or some
sounds
other.
made up.
You know what's also like really kind of funny? it's like now in the age of AI, all of a sudden people are like, oh, we have to watch the news. Like the news is important now because the news will sift through it. You know, like you could trust the news now.
Yeah,
but it's like because there's all this fake shit.
Well, I mean, and the ironic part of that is the news is like the least trustworthy as it is.
Exactly.
Where the
but what I'm saying is
from.
now it's like, do you trust liars or robots?
Yeah,
that's the point we're in. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you go, and my choice is schizophrenic guy on Instagram.
Yes.
Which will segue into my favorite viewing experience of the past week is my Instagram algorithm deciding that I need to get people who should not.
Well, I think we have one person on this table to blame for that one. And he's fucking laughing his ass off right now like a schizo.
Well, no, I mean, it's also my fault because I watch these videos and I'm like,
Dylan,
rewatch,
stop.
Yeah, if that's what it is.
Shut all the fuck up, all right?
Can you believe
this is 100?
They're being shadow watched. They're being washed in black vehicles, bro.
And 50% Jerry's fault.
But if you watch like a video like 4 times, that's it. You're cooked. That's what you're getting, bro.
Because there was this one, it wasn't even one that Jerry put. It was some other random lady just like in her kitchen, and I'm like, these people should not be with the general public. They should not. They should be locked away somewhere.
Bro, fucking what I'm trying to get at is before all this shit, when Dylan would post the meme in the chat or whatever, it was always like, you know, guy who shouldn't have an album is singing and shit like that, right? All of a sudden, Jerry comes in with these schizogram posts and it'll be like a woman in Georgia. It starts raining and she's like, oh, you see, it's the North Korean chemical deterrent. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to us. They're flooding us. And it's like, whoa, what the? It's like, it's borderline sad. It's like
insane.
almost like they need help.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. As you two alluded to, it's entertaining enough that you have to.
But the the craziest part is I have already like my feed is already changed. Now it's like pets and like animals again. You know, like all you have to do is just like leave your phone out and like go to the bathroom and be like, oh, I left my phone, and it's just playing this video like 20 times. And that's it.
Yeah, honestly speaking,
you're done.
That's happened to me a lot.
Yep.
Where you just leave a reel replaying, like fucking, you know, doing your thing, and then you come back and you're like, oh, well now my whole shit is fucking cringe furries. And I'm like, all right, this is what we're working with now.
Right.
In fact, I'm curious. The fun thing about my For You page on Instagram is I have 2 Instagram accounts, technically speaking. Right. I have the Joystick one, which I honestly use for everything because it's the one I've always had. And then I have the Bobby one, which is like technically just for me, which I never really use, right? That being said, what does the Bobby For You page look like? Yep, it's still SpongeBob SquarePants porn. That's literally all.
Bob, we got some questions.
Yeah, that one I blame on Jose. Jose's been peddling that shit for a good long while now, you know. So
can I also like?
I'm glad that's what you came.
No,
back
go ahead.
For.
You can say whatever you want.
You came back for.
I want to take responsibility for that, though. I don't know if this has a link, but I remember Jose would always send me like death videos and, you know, just stuff I don't want to watch.
I remember this, yeah.
And people just committing, you know,
people getting run over,
beheadings and whatnot.
Just every type of atrocity and mutilation you can think of.
So Dylan developed a deterrent.
just furry porn, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just some good old porn.
But then you created a monster.
But then
now he's enjoying.
But then it just had to be cartoon and anime. And Jose was like, yeah, that's the shit. And now it's like,
bro, the one that still gives me nightmares is that Mr. Krabs picture where he has like realistic black tits. It's like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
Gives off like Ursula vibes.
Yeah,
like, this is really
for
bad.
sure, definitely. But man, just like all it takes is one video, and then that's your For You page. That's it. And also, weirdly enough, a lot of like buff Shrek. I don't know why. That's like Shrek with like his pants are down a little bit, so you see a little bit of butt crack. It's like, why do I need like sexually like, you know, sly Shrek?
It's not even porn.
It's not. It's like some guy who's like, oh, this is beauty. You know what I mean? It's like, no, fucking get off my For You
Shrek
page.
is love, bro. That shit ruined the internet.
I don't know if it ruined the internet. That kind of started a great era of the internet.
Poisoned it.
It did. No. That was when the internet started to be like, we could be raunchy.
Yeah.
Like we
could be weird.
We can be weird.
Yeah, the internet used to
before that, things were zany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
These
were like,
I'm a gummy bear.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
Smosh videos, gummy bear, like doing weird stunts or weird public
America's
things.
Funniest Home Videos, but reposted.
Yeah.
Classics.
That's
I need that feed.
I'm gonna make a video about that. That's when the internet got weird. It was that video.
What a throwback. Forgot that video existed.
When was that? Like, how long ago was that? I feel like I have no.
I distinctly remember being in youth group for that. That had to be
Really?
Wait, what?
the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life video. 2013, 2012,
Yeah, it was. We were in high school for sure.
something like that.
Dang.
It came out 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we were seniors.
Yeah, high school. That makes sense.
Crazy. Shrek
Nice.
is Love, Shrek is Life.
I remember that starting this annoying thing. Like we all saw it, and then there were people that kind of rode the joke too much. Oh, Shrek is love, like in the hallways and shit. And I'd be like, all right, like, shut up.
All people singing and like word for word stuff.
Nah.
Anyway, let's delve into the world of sports.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we all have. Well, I mean, at least three of us have some conflicting emotions coming after
Right.
Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Are we winning?
No.
No, we are not.
They were.
I'll paint.
They were, yeah.
I'll paint the picture for
They
you.
were
Yes.
winning.
I was watching a video on this. Yeah.
So the Knicks were leading the Pacers in the fourth quarter by what, 15 something points, something like that.
Something like that.
At the same time, Jalen Brunson had 5 fouls. I don't know if you know anything about basketball. He gets 6,
No.
he get kicked out of the game. So he got sat down. And even during the time that he was out of the game, and that's our best player, we went up even more. So it was like, whoa, the Knicks are doing great. This past playoff run, the Indiana Pacers have this weird thing where they'll just win in like the last minute of the game. And in fact, there's actually a bonkers stat where the stat of teams that have won a basketball game in a major deficit in the last 2 minutes of the game, it's like 4 games to 1,000 plus. That like only 4 teams out of those 1,000 people have been able to do it, and 3 of them are the Pacers in this playoff run.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous it was. To paint you a picture, against their run in the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the craziest things I've ever seen, they were down like 3 points. Tyrese Halliburton missed the second shot, got his rebound back, and then shot like the craziest 3-point I've ever seen in my life, got it, and they won the game. Like,
That's wild.
I don't know. They're just like, they're literally called the Pacers.
yeah.
They are fucking, they just, you can't match the pace.
fitting.
They're just fed this.
So despite the Knicks being up a healthy lead, one of their players, shout outs to fucking, what's this guy's first name?
Nesmith?
Aaron Nesmith. Shot what, like 5 to 6 3-pointers in a row?
Yeah,
Like,
nice.
just didn't stop.
6.
Not nice.
Not nice.
Not nice. Oh.
Fucking basically tied the game, and they had a 2-point deficit, and then Tyrese Halliburton was able to shoot like a crazy 3-pointer that bounced off the rim, went up 5 feet into the air, and then splashed into the net. And then thank God for a second his toe was on the line, so it was counted a 2-pointer. We went to a 5-minute overtime, and then they still won. So it was just like a heartbreaking. Like, you don't want to lose like that. You never want to lose like that. And worst of all, it was in New York.
Right.
So they got a road game. And that being said, the train ride into work yesterday was so quiet. It was like kind of scary. It was just this overwhelming feeling of like, fuck. You know what I mean? No panhandlers, no crazy people. Even the crazy looking people were just like,
They were down in the
sitting down, with their cups. But fucking, yeah, man, you don't want to go down like that. And today is game 2. It's actually going on right
It's
now.
happening right now.
We're going to pull another thing like we did last week where we'll pull up the score, except this time it's not Boston, and it doesn't look like a guaranteed win. This time it's actually fucking tense. And I'm going to... It's all right. Just fucking.
So us winning gets to keep us still to go to the finals and shit?
It's still early on. So right now the Pacers are up 1-0.
Oh, okay.
The Knicks, I would argue, have to win this because the next 2 games are going to go to Indiana, so they're going to have home court advantage, and you don't want to be down 2-0. Like, we at least need to be 1-1. So
Let's go.
Knicks in 6, Knicks in 7.
I was about to say that.
7.
I think it's 7.
It's gonna be a long series.
I gotta be.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna.
I
say
think
it.
I know
I'm
what you're
not
gonna say. This is what I want to
I'm not
say.
gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
Is it what I'm gonna say?
What?
Is it if it gets to 7, the Knicks aren't gonna win
Oh
it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Pacers. If it goes to 7, I don't.
I
think
mean,
the
even
Knicks
if they
can
lose
take it.
this, it's like, okay, yeah, no, like that's hard. You
Yeah.
gotta really pop off. Someone's gonna like McBride or some random guy has to go crazy.
Yeah.
But man,
Because the Pacers are like 10 deep.
Yeah.
Like they're the Pacers bench team versus the Knicks bench team is like that is complete fucking domination.
But I read an interesting statistic, and obviously, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could. Sometimes it does. And I found out that back in the 90s, after Reggie did the choke celly,
He lost.
they lost every game after that in the
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals. So, and even Tyrese said it in the post-game interview. He was like, I may have wasted it with that one. And I was like, you might have, kid. You might have.
You might have.
That being said, fuck Tyrese Halliburton. And then in the fucking smallest of parentheses, props. You know what I mean? Like, he clutch factor. He's got what it is.
Word.
But I fucking hate him so much.
Yeah.
That being said.
People
It's
you
kind of
hate-
crazy that
hate
that someone on the Pacers didn't get the clutch medal, the clutch award,
no, fucking this guy
because
got it,
you
Brunson.
just said it yourself. They did it 3 times.
Well, that was before. I mean, Brunson got that like before the.
It's a regular season award.
It's regular season. It's not in the playoffs.
So like,
if
for
he would have
example,
done that in the regular season,
there's been times where MVPs have been injured or been terrible in the playoffs and they
Yeah.
still
Right,
won.
right.
Like I remember Embiid, the year he won MVP, was shit in the playoffs, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "You're fucking MVP. You're fucking ass."
that was the one when they gave it to him, and it honestly should have gone to Jokic a third time, and they were
Yeah,
like,
burnt out.
let's
Yeah.
give it to-
Yeah,
But
he'll win it next year.
and
Jokic.
I'll say it. I think Jokic should have gotten it this year. I'm just
He's
being
gonna,
honest.
because that's the thing. He's gonna get it next
Yeah.
year.
I just think so.
They're gonna give it to him next year.
Homie scored,
They-
what was this fucking stat line the other day? He scored like a 50-20-10 game, like literally made history. Like, who does that?
And that's not that crazy.
He needs
No
one more good player.
Oh my god. Well, I don't even think he's gonna stay on the Nuggets. There's talks that he might actually leave,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I mean, obviously the big guys right now are on the other European, the Greek freak,
Yeah.
Mr.
word.
Antetokounmpo. And have you guys heard his suspected destinations?
I heard he just wants to go to big cities.
I think my prediction is that if Giannis leaves the Milwaukee Bucks, he's going to be playing in black and white. But I don't know if that's in Brooklyn or San Antonio.
Mhm.
I think those are the 2 biggest places. I think the idea is if he goes to the Spurs, like he has a chance to win a championship, and if he goes to the Nets, he has a chance to build something new. You know what I mean? As sort of like the leader. So, also,
It's still a risk either way. I mean, the Spurs were like what 12th in the West or something like
yeah.
that.
I also learned a piece of information that kind of made me shake a little bit. I found out that Giannis's basketball agent is also Cam Thomas's agent. And I was like, fuck, does that mean if he goes to the Nets, like they're going to trade my boy? And like, I just bought the jersey, man. He barely played last season, but we'll see. Point is, go Knicks. Fuck the Pacers. Knicks in 6.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else? Anything?
I got a sports thing to talk about.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
The
about
Death of
this.
Sports. One of the
about
longest
this.
running shows on ESPN in the history of the channel, Around the Horn, is ending, or it ended this week. Which, if you guys don't know, Around the Horn, it was essentially you would get just random sports guys. It was basically a sports show with like Stephen A. Smith and these like stereotypical guys before that. So you would get basically 4 to 5 dudes, and they would just debate. Like you would have like a minute, right? Let's prove your point. And they made a point system. So basically, if you made a good point, you get a +2. If you said something shitty or didn't say anything, you would get a -1, -2. And it was just kind of like this back and forth that was fun. You could like interject if you were given the chance. It was kind of, it was a fun time, And it was a show that was consistently on for, I want to say, 20-something years. So shout outs to Around the Horn. You'll be missed.
I was also going to say, you remember the Melee thing? This guy used to do 4-side fights. It was like it's like almost like a Melee podcast. They would do it at tournaments. I don't know if you ever watched it, but that's essentially what it is. So I think he got the idea. It was like, to Meleeify it, he would get like 4 big names, like Moki, commentator, whatever, and then he would be like, what's the best non-legal stage? And they'd all have to get their points, and the host would be able to be like, all right, 10 points for this guy. And there'd be like a winner at the end, so to speak.
See.
Yeah, and then the winner at the end could shout out like whatever they wanted, essentially, or they could promote if they were like an author, they could promote something, or if they, had like a podcast, they'd be like, yo, check this out. But it was very cool because it was just like you'd hear, random fucking dudes. So it was like, like the upper Not to say it was like highbrow sports content, but it was like,
it's not highbrow, but like that's what sports is. It's just shitty opinions from your coworkers and your friends.
That's what I meant by highbrow though, because it's like sports radio.
It's what
like,
we want.
Yeah, like sports radio is like some random dude from New Jersey is like, I hope the Jets get into a plane crash. You know what I mean? Like it's some terrible shit. But then this is like, oh, these are people with like masters in journalism talking about like the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's like it's a weird vibe. But that show will be missed. I'm sure like some internet sports guy is gonna recreate it or something. Like,
is this show still getting canceled? The one with like Chuck and these guys?
I think they're. What?
No, like Charles and...
I think like their contract was ending or something. I think that's it.
It wasn't that. It was that because NBC was getting the rights from TNT. Yeah. And the show was technically a TNT production. The idea was that if they were being absorbed, they would like keep the show, keep the hosts, but the crew around them wouldn't be the TNT studio people. It would be NBC's people. And Ernie Johnson basically came out and was like, I ain't doing it if that's the case. And then when Ernie said that, the other three were like, we're not doing it if Ernie's not doing it. Mm-hmm. So it kind of became the stalemate, and I think they reached a resolution where like they're allowing the same team to work on it or something like that. See.
Oh, and also Ernie is like, he's a TNT TV, he's a Turner guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fucking working for them since he was like, what, 30? Something like that?
And the coolest thing about Ernie Johnson is that he does the baseball playoffs.
Yeah.
He does, he's off the whole summer and then does baseball playoffs, NBA.
He's done boxing too. Mm-hmm. He's just like, there's people in like the sports commentary world that they'll just like let him do anything. Like Ian Eagle, they're just like fucking do whatever you want. But fucking also shout outs to his son who takes his place.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Mike Eagle or something like
that. He's really good. Yeah.
It's so funny because he's just like a higher pitch than Ian Eagle. He's like, yes, let's go. It's like it's really funny, but shout outs.
I'm gonna be just like my dad.
All right. Better. Did we nail everything?
I think we got it right. Everything's
I think so.
All right, cool. Also, just as a quick thing, it's not even its own chapter. I said it last week. I said Doom: The Dark Ages was on its way to being an 8.5. 8.5. That's what it was. It was a good game. But
nice.
I liked Doom Eternal a little better. All right. It's now time
La música?
For Glam and Blam of the Week. Let's do it.
I got the blam.
I got the glam.
I got the sham.
Is that what it's called, bro?
That was copyrighted music. How could I?
Isn't all music copyrighted, technically?
Why are you copying? No, that's not technically.
Royalty-free music?
Fucking technically speaking, some of Beethoven's music has entered the public domain.
Nice.
So just saying.
Oh, shit.
I'll go first. My song is a song that they played during the Spaghetti Western Beyonce short film.
Let's go.
And that is The Largest by BigXthaPlug.
Cool.
Nice.
Very, very, not a song I would normally listen to, but very good.
Cool. My jam of the week is going to go to a song by everybody's favorite mixed race rapper. So shout outs to Go Round by Logic. Little Beastie Boy sample. It's kind of fire.
My slam is going to go to the song that is in my waiting music for the show I'm directing, Radio Gaga Queen. It makes me think of a GTA 5's trailer.
My song of the week is it's a Daft Punk song. I was just chilling. You know, it has no words. Mm-hmm. It's like feels like it's barely a song, honestly, but it's good background sounds. It's called Nightvision. Yeah.
Never heard somebody describe a song as barely a song.
It's just kind of like
I get it.
I know what he's talking about.
I get like ambient vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm getting the vibe that it's just the sound of night vision goggles turning on and off, like
this from Splinter Cell. All right, everybody good? Everybody got a little recommendo. Night Vision, Radio Gaga, fucking
Radio
Big X the I already forgot.
The cowboy.
Big X the Beyonce.
Big X the Beyonce. All right, cool. Thanks for watching the Joystick Show, episode 241. Oh, let's do the thing where we put on the game and see where things are going while I also do the YouTube sign off. If you'd like to support the Team Joystick YouTube channel, you can go ahead and subscribe to the Team Joystick YouTube channel. If you want to like this episode of the Joystick Show, you can do so. There's a little button. Looks like that. A little thumbs up. You should go ahead and press that. And in the meantime, let's see where we're at. Oh,
we're winning.
Nope, we're tied. We are tied at 33.
You liar.
We're going to win today.
But we'll see how things go. Thank you for joining us. We love you. If you're not home, get home safe. And if you are home,
Be home
You're
safe.
safe.
be home safe. Yeah, there you go. Fucking
Stay there.